Good day everyone. Today we are going to explore the ethical dilemma known as the trolley problem. It's a scenario that forces us to make a difficult moral decisions where we have to choose between the two undesirable outcomes. This exercise will help us to understand the key differences between the two ethical approaches, which are the utilitarianism and the ontology. Now, let's dive into the two versions of the trolley problems. Scenario 1, which is the switch. So first, let me explain the first scenario. A trolley is speeding toward 5 workers on the track. You're standing next to a lever that can switch the trolley to another truck. But on this truck, only one person is working. The question is, do you pull the lever and divert the trolley to save 5 people, even though one person will die? Or do you do nothing and let the trolley kill 5? Now let's look at the responses of the 3 students we interviewed, Nika, Jade, and Vince. First is Nika, who's studying agriculture, said yes, she would pull the lever. She reasons that saving the 5 people is the right choice, as ethically it is better to save greater number of people, even it means sacrificing one. Next is Jane, who is studying education, also choose to pull the lever, saying that while it's painful to sacrifice one, saving 5 is the better option. Vince, a BIT student, agreed that he would pull the lever because while it's hard to lose one, doing nothing would lead more to death, and his choice is to reduce the harm. So, what we conclude from this, all the students choose to act, and this reflects utilitarianism, an ethical theory that focuses on consequences of our actions. In this case, their decision is based on the idea that the greatest good for the greatest number is the moral choice.
Go. The next scenario is the large man and the footbridge, or the foot of the footbridge. Now let's move on to the second scenario. In this version, there is a runway trolley heading toward 5 people. You're standing in a footbridge above the tracks next to a very large man. The only way to stop the trolley is to push this man off the bridge, killing him but saving the 5 people. The question is, would you push the man to save 5 lives? Again, let's hear the responses of the students. Naika said no, she would not push the man off the bridge. She argued that this scenario is different because she would be directly causing the death of an innocent person, and that's wrong even if it saves 5 people. And Jane also said no, expressing that she couldn't justify taking an innocent life even though the 5 would be saved. She feels that taking a life is wrong no matter the outcome. And lastly, which is the Vince, said no as well, explaining that intentionally killing someone violates moral principle about human dignity and rights. So, what do we learn from this? All 3 students rejected the idea of pushing the man even though it would save 5 people. This reflects the ontological ethics, which focuses on moral duties and rightness of actions rather than their outcomes. In this case, the students felt that intentionally killing an innocent person is morally wrong, regardless of the result. Now, let's proceed to the comparison. Why the difference? As we can see, the students' responses in 2 scenarios were quite different, even though both scenarios involve saving 5 people at the cost of 1 life. In the first scenario, where the harm is indirect, the lever action, the students were willing to pull the lever and save 5 using utilitarian reasoning. They believed that the greater good outweighed the harm. In the second scenario, however, where the harm is direct, pushing the man, they refuse to act because the ontological ethics says that killing an innocent person is morally wrong, even if it results in a better overall outcome.
So in conclusion, why examine these scenarios? So the trolley problem helps us to explore how we make moral decisions, especially in complex situations where there is no clear right answer. So it forces us to think about whether we prioritize consequences or moral duties when we face the difficult choices. So by analyzing these kinds of scenarios, we gain a deeper understanding of how we judge moral actions, whether we guided by the greatest good for the greatest number or by the principle of that some actions are inherently wrong no matter the outcome. So that would be our presentation. We hope it helps everyone understand the key ethical principles behind the Trolley problem and the different ways people might approach those dilemmas.